Hello, trading is closed on February 25th, 2021. We always start with our disclaimer, then we'll go over our calls. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, February 26, 2021. I can be completely wrong. Trade at your own risk. Follow the rules of my channel. I'll block you if you don't. Email is mejt.trades@gmail.com. This was quite a day. Frankly, I was expecting this yesterday. I guess better late than never is the rule. Had a few predictions. We said this was a pattern with the early low. It is. Here is your early low, your late high, drop in the middle of the day. It's the early low pattern. Tomorrow also has the early low. Today's pattern is normally positive. When it's negative instead, it leads to further declines. Doesn't mean they have to come tomorrow. We said unless we gapped up smartly, we should see 39.1194. That's this number right here. Price was hit and there's support under the price. We said ultimately we should see 3830.31. I did not expect to see it today, to be perfectly honest, even though you don't normally have to wait long. It's a price. It's also a support level. That worked. It's the red line. We hit a straight line drop to support, but not through it. Normally when that happens, either you gap under the low of the day or support holds. We'll review what we said. We said unless we gap up smartly, we should see the lower target. I said we had the rally we had as the last one before we dropped. I couldn't find my balance at the high. Didn't have to have it, but usually we did. We didn't yesterday. And we still look for trouble ahead. That doesn't mean it has to come tomorrow. We have a new target, 3898.76. Unless we gap down smartly, that's my call for tomorrow. But remember, with major changes in trend, the chance that you'll leave a failed target increase. During the day, MEJT said this rally was false. It came back. Now gives us a new target, 3898.76, most likely by early Monday. Also said this rally here was false and prices would come under this line, which they did. So the question after a collapse like this is there any hope for the bulls? One glimmer is we have a volume spike higher than we've seen in months. When the E-mini has volume spikes like this, it's a sign of a capitulation low. It doesn't mean this has to be the low, but it's a sign that everyone's given up the towel and throwing in the towel. I don't talk about commonplace plebeian indicators like MEJT very often, but here we have a lower low on price, higher low on MEJT. It's supposed to be a bullish indicator. Well, this was what we had as wave brown A. I guess yesterday was wave brown B, and that would put us in wave brown C. So let's just move our Fibonacci grid over. And you will clearly see at today's low, brown C is exactly 78.6% of brown A. So it has good Fibonacci relationships with that. And if you count the waves this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get some wonderful Fibonacci relationships. It's not the only way to count them, I'm sure. But if this is a low and if it holds, at least you have an explanation. It's not a complete shock. We have mixed signals for tomorrow. Pattern has an early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. Today's normally bullish pattern was negative instead. We had early weakness. It's a harbinger of bad things to come. Typically it leads to further declines, usually fairly quickly. But on the other hand, we had the biggest point move of the drop, and that's often seen on the day the market hits its low. We had an E-mini volume spike the same day as the biggest point move. And again, these are all signs of capitulation. We have a higher MEJT target. We dropped to support but couldn't go through it. We gapped down, hit a lower low, dropped all day but closed over the midday low. Have a wave count compatible with ending an ABC down. And very important to me, we had no deterioration of breadth on the drop, meaning all these stocks falling off a cliff couldn't entice other lemmings to join them. If the bears want to continue the collapse, ideally they should have this gap and promptly undercut today's low. Failing that, today has many earmarks of a capitulation bottom, even though I think we'll see much lower prices before March ends. If you're a bull, cross your fingers. If you're a bear, have a stop. Tomorrow has the early low, but this has a good chance of holding, and my target's 38.98.76 if we don't gap down. Just remember, that's my target, but it doesn't have to print. It's just a target, and these things can fail. The chance is higher, but if we gap up, that's in my sights. Tomorrow has the early low, and that is today's call.